Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Peace. Today's video is all about how to balance your business or your side hustle with when you're also working full time. This is actually a question I get so much. Like, how do you do all of this? And the answer is I do not know, because yeah, I do work full time. I have a business that there's a lot that goes into that. I've obviously started doing YouTube, and I have a social life and I like to sleep. So it's like, how do you juggle all of that? And that's what I'm going to be getting into today, because it's not easy. That's my first tip, to establish that it's not going to be easy. The first thing I would say is establish from the get-go whether you want to keep this business or side hustle as a side hustle, or you do want to eventually make it your full-time gig. If it comes out that you do only ever want to have it as like a side source of secondary income, then that's great. Like, just remember that it's not, your priority is always going to be your job and your career and building that, and you can just dedicate a set amount of time a week or a day and just carve that time that you're going to be like, these are the hours I'm going to dedicate to this side hustle, and I'm going to use it to make X amount of money. You can establish what that goal is, work out what you need to do to make that money, and just carve that time out. If you do eventually want to make it your full-time gig, you need to carve out a roadmap, because the worst thing you can do is just be floating with the wind, because you're just going to be prolonging this overlap, which, if you don't want to be doing both, this overlap isn't fun. Let me tell you that. So you want to carve out your roadmap, which is that I need to be making X amount of money to comfortably say that I can leave my full-time job and work full-time on this business. This is why, when I want to do it, this is what I need to do to get there. This is what I need to learn. This is who I need to hire or outsource things to. You need a roadmap and you need an action plan, because yeah, you don't want to prolong that overlap process. But yeah, it will also give you the motivation as you're in that overlap process that this is where I'm heading towards. I'm at the stage of my roadmap and I just need to continue on to get to my end destination. Also, I think, is a given, you want to find a time management system that works for you. For some people, that is blocking out their calendar and literally to the T. They're going to block out time for lunch, block out time to be on their phone, block out time for work, block out time for leisure, block out time for gym. Like, every single element of their day is blocked out. That works for some people. It doesn't work so well for me, I can't lie, because I don't like that much structure. Another thing that people use is also dedicating certain days to certain tasks. So you might have a day like, yeah, just for your admin tasks, and that can just be like whatever. There's always admin things that come up. So you might want to dedicate one day to doing that, one day to doing the creative things, one day for doing the marketing things. So it's like your brain isn't pulled in so many directions in a day, because I think that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people struggle with, is just like mental drain, because you're wearing so many hats. Your brain is pulled with your finances, pulled with your marketing, pulled with your customer support, pulled with your logistics, like pulled with work. It's too many directions. So what you can do is just like schedule a calendar in a way that each day is dedicated to one type of thinking, if that makes sense. Another tip is really just being honest. This is something I've really struggled with recently. You have to be honest with your capacity versus your goals. So you have a goal to make X amount of money. Reverse engineer that goal. This is what I need to do. This is how much I need to sell. These are the marketing activities I need to sell, how much I need to sell. That's the way of reverse engineering your goals. Once you've done that, do you have enough time to do that? It's either you do or you don't. Like, there's no point beating yourself up like, I'm not doing what I need to do. Because most of the time, these goals we set for ourselves are arbitrary, and it's good to push yourself. But if you do not have enough time to put in the work required to make £1 million that month, then you do not have enough time to put in the work required to make £1 million that month. Like, there's no point beating yourself up. So what you can do is either adjust your goals or just try to get more creative. And yeah, this is why I think it's so important to set goals and to reverse engineer these goals, so that you don't disappoint yourself when you realize you don't have enough time, you don't have the capacity, you don't have the resources needed to actually achieve that. Yeah, at that point, it's either you adjust those goals or you get creative. How can you work smarter to get there with less work from you? Do you need to automate some things? Do you need to outsource? Outsourcing is so slept on, especially as a small business where we think that, oh, we can't hire, we can't afford this. You can use contractors for like one-off projects, just to take like a big deliverable off your hands. You can use friends and family. A lot of time people are willing to help you for like free or for food. Like, just use whatever you have around you. Even my favorite way of outsourcing is courses. People talk about courses and these things that sometimes like they're a scam. If you do your due diligence, find someone that really knows what they're talking about, you can really make your life a lot easier with courses. Because like I said, we're wearing so many hats. There is no way you're going to be a master at all the things you need to be a master at to run a business. So instead of taking it upon yourself to like make your to-do list even longer by not only doing these things, but learning how to do these things. Shorten your learning curve with literally a course. Also, it's really important to create systems for everything. I don't know if you ever come across this term systems, but I think it can be a bit confusing as to what people mean by this. A system or a standard operating procedure that's the official term. You need to have ways of doing every single thing there is to do in your business. You need to have like a standard operating procedure, which is that you could give someone this operating procedure, like this step-by-step system, you can give it to anyone and they should be able to get the same result. If I did not have a system for my email marketing, for example, I just said to someone, run my email marketing, they're just going to be doing vibes. Giving someone else, they're going to be doing different vibes. You're going to be getting very, very different results. However, I know that, okay, my email marketing strategy is I send out an email I send out a newsletter on the first Thursday of every month. Like I send out an email to my existing customer segment every X amount of days. I promote this kind of product every month, or whatever it is for you. You need to have a system in place for your social media strategy, for how you pack or ship orders if you're in e-commerce, for how you manage your finances, for how you answer emails, for how you track your KPIs, how are you even measuring your performance? How are you growing? How are you looking at what you did before and seeing if it's working, seeing what to double down on, seeing what to remove? Like you need to have systems in place that, okay, every week I'm going to check these insights, I'm going to check these analytics, and I'm going to make these changes if necessary. I really hope I've explained that clearly, but essentially you need to have a strategy for every element of your business, in that if you were to outsource it, you can give it to someone and they'll be getting the exact same result that you were getting. If you're just keeping it all in your head, then that's going to make it so much worse, because you're not even going to be able to really double down on what's working. You're not going to be able to outsource it effectively one day. You're just going to keep it. You just want to release as much from your head as possible. You want to have as much instructions to follow when it comes to your business, basically, because your brain is going in too many directions. And my final tip, which is literally the most important, is that you need to put your mental health and your faith first and foremost. When I tell you, one of the biggest blessings from this business is how much closer to God it has brought me, because sometimes you turn to God out of desperation, let's not lie. So much is on your plate, especially as you start to grow. Like starting, that's one hurdle. A lot of that is about overcoming fear, overcoming imposter syndrome. I'll leave a link to that video. A lot of it is the mental kind of barriers, the mental hurdles. But when you're growing, that's responsibility. That's mental, it's physical, it's emotional, it's everything. It's a lot. At the end of the day, you can't come and die. Like, you are your biggest asset. If you're not in the right mental space, if your spirit is feeling low, it's just going to affect it in the long run. So your best bet is, if you need to take a break, pause, slow down, whatever it is, to get your mental health back in track, to get your spirit back, like feeling hopeful and motivated, then do that. That is the priority. And it sounds cliche, but trust me, you're just doing yourself if you don't take the time to respect how your body is feeling, how your mind, how your spirit is feeling. One of my favorite quotes is, being stubborn with the destination but flexible with the route. Sometimes we are so run down because we are adamant that we're going to get to our destination with the plan that we've set out, and sometimes that's just not the way it's going to go. So there has to be an element of letting go and letting God, or letting whatever you believe in, to just let the process flow, let things work for you, with you. Like, don't be so controlling over every aspect, because nothing is ever going to 100% go to plan. And that, in my opinion, is a beautiful thing, to be honest, because it's like you just get surprises along the way. Like, you think you're going to get to a goal by this, and then things just pop up and opportunities pop up. So yeah, having that faith that things are working for you, even though you can't see everything, you don't know everything that's going to come, just letting go, surrendering, it does wonders for your mental health, wonders for your energy levels. You're not as drained trying to get this infinite to-do list that you set for yourself done. Yeah, I really hope that was useful. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment bar, and yeah, like this video, subscribe for more content about online business, growing that, marketing, mindset, all of that good stuff. And I will see you again next week. Bye.